And welcome to the news today on YHC. We're going to get started with a special guest we have today. We have Darrell, let me get that right, Darrell Penberthy with Watkins Sons Funeral Home here in Dexter and other towns as well. And first of all, Darrell, thanks for coming on with us today.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
Sure. And of course, you're with Watkins Sons Funeral Home here in Dexter, many other towns as well. Talk about where your services are located.
Well, we have funeral homes in Morehouse, Puxico, Parma, Dexter, and then we also just acquired Charles Cooper Funeral Home in Bloomfield.
Okay. And I remember I grew up around Parma. I was familiar with Watkins Sons Funeral Home there, and Tanya Poling been directing that funeral home for many years. So
yes, and her father-in-law run the funeral home for us for years down there prior to that, so she's got the experience. She's a super woman.
Sure.
She does a lot of work for us.
All right, and of course, this is a big year for you all. You're coming into a very big year, 75 years of service. Is that right?
Yes, 75 years doing business here in Stoddard County and adjacent counties. The funeral home is been located here in Dexter since 1936. We've been in our current building since 1956. Really proud of our buildings. We do a lot of maintenance and things to keep them up, so we can try to keep them current, but still maintain a little bit of the history behind them. Just really proud of the things that we've done to stay current with the business and the needs of the community.
Sure, that's one thing. I haven't been to all of the funeral homes that you have, but the one here in Dexter is really nice. Like you said, it's got an old traditional look, but then again, you keep it current, and it's really neat how y'all keep those up like that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
Sure. And talk a little bit about what y'all provide. The funeral. I'm sure the funeral services change over the years and how they're done, and just tell us a little bit about when it comes to the services, how y'all are staying up with the time.
Mostly it's the community that tells us. We try to keep a traditional side of the funeral service, but as far as moving forward and what the community wants is what people tell us. Used to be we'd go to the family's home and set up for funerals. Nowadays, we don't do that anymore. Families don't do that. We now do, and then we moved into where we had night visitation. We do fewer and fewer night visitations just because of people's schedules and things nowadays. So mostly it's just what the community tells you what direction they want to move in.
Sure.
We work very diligently to help provide what families need. If a family doesn't have a lot of money, we're really going to work with them. We're not going to turn anyone away. We have different options, different packages, different price ranges, different things that are available to them. Anything from a full traditional funeral service with the visitation the night before to direct burial. We have cremation services. We can assist with body donations. So it's whatever the community comes in with, whatever kind of wishes. There's some legal things that we have to watch for, but we're going to help out as best we can.
Okay. And you spoke before we came on that you want to emphasize things when it comes to the pre-funeral services, the prepaid services that
Yes.
you'd want to emphasize.
Yes. Probably over the last couple of years, AARP has really come down on us on the funeral business. They've been kind of hard on us. I just want to reassure people that do business with Watkins Funeral Home in the prearranged side that their money is 100% secure. We don't use a third-party insurance provider on our pre-needs like some funeral homes do. They'll take that money, they put it into an insurance-funded product, where at Watkins we have a master trust. All that money goes into a master trust. It sits there and it draws interest, and that's what offsets our costs in the future. Because if someone takes out a pre-need today and they pass away 10, 15, 20 years from now, that funeral's locked in. It's not going to go, their cost is not going to go up, and they're still going to get that funeral 20 years from now for what they paid for it today. And with us utilizing the master trust, that money stays in that account until we have a death certificate to turn in to draw that money out to pay our expenses for the funeral. So if something was to happen to Watkins Funeral Home, that pre-need money is still in that master trust. So just, so people feel a little more secure that whenever they do pay for a funeral in advance, that money is going to be there to cover those funeral expenses years down the road.
Sure. Anything paid up front, you definitely want to have that sense of security, and y'all provide that, and that's good to know.
Yes.
Sure. Anything else with Watkins Sons Funeral Services that you'd like to share with the viewers out there? Anything at all that you'd like to emphasize?
If you have any questions, feel free to call us. By law, if you ask for prices and things over the phone, we're going to give them to you over the phone. But it is a lot more handy and a lot more easy for us to explain if the community comes in to the funeral home, sits down, lets us explain and put it on paper, and people understand it a little better whenever you can put it on paper and we can show it to them individually, sit down with them. Not high pressure sales. We don't get commissions on anything. So whatever you pick out, whatever you decide to do, is completely up to you. And we just try to, like I said, we try to keep our facilities updated as much as possible so that whenever you come in and sit down, you're going to feel comfortable. Get you a cup of coffee, get you a soda, whatever you'd like, and we'll help you walk you through whatever needs to be done.
All right, sounds good. Watkins Sons Funeral Home, located here in Dexter, but surrounding communities as well. Let me get this right: Morehouse, Parma, Puxico, Puxico, and Bloomfield. Charles Cooper Funeral Home in Bloomfield.
Yes.
All right, and they're there for you. Give them a call there at 624-9600 is their phone number to talk about services or any other information that you may be interested in. Watkins Sons Funeral Service here in Stoddard County and the surrounding counties as well. And Darrell, we appreciate you coming on today and sharing with us about your services, and also congratulations on 75 years.
Thank
with
you.
Watkins Sons Funeral Service.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite.
Sure. And that's Darrell Penberthy with Watkins Sons Funeral Service. Really appreciate him coming on today. And we'll be back with your local news.